This podcast is part of the C-Suite Radio Network, turning the volume up on business.
Hey, it's Chris Kirkpatrick, and welcome to the Executive Job Search Secrets Podcast. And in today's episode, I want to ask you a question. Have you lost hope during your job search at this point in time? With everything that's going on in the world, with the COVID environment, with all the turmoil in the world that's happening right now, and the uncertainty in the future of what's potentially coming down the road, have you been losing hope in your job search? I want to be talking about that. Let's get into it. We all know most executive level positions are not posted or advertised. So the big question is this: if those 100K plus jobs are not posted or advertised, how do you go about your job search in a way so you can find the right companies, connect with the right people, and land your next ideal opportunity as quickly as possible and without compromise? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Chris Kirkpatrick, and welcome to Executive Job Search Secrets. All right, so I was in a mastermind today, and it was very relevant. We're going over a book, John Maxwell book, and it's fantastic. And one of the people in the mastermind I was talking about how hope is so important and vital to the success for anybody in anything that they're doing. And, somebody just kind of blurted out an acronym for hope that I had never heard before. Now, maybe you've heard of this, but I had never heard it. And I thought it was absolutely relevant for anybody who is in the market looking for a job right now. And that is happiness, optimism, persistence, and energy. And if you want to be successful, you need to have hope, but not just hope in the classical sense that we think of it. Hope in the sense that you need to have happiness. You need to be happy. You need to enjoy. You need to embrace the concept that, like, this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And all good things come from the challenges that we have in life. I mean, we always grow more from those challenges. So you need to be happy. You need to be optimistic. You need to make sure that you are able to be positive about the future possibilities that are coming down the line for you. And then you need to be persistent. You need to keep going. You cannot give up. And you need to go at this with a high level of energy. And the energy you bring to the world is really important, right? Now, I'm a pretty health-conscious person, right? And I follow and have been mentored a bit by a gentleman named Brendan Burchard. And he always says that a power plant doesn't have energy, it generates it. So think about that for yourself. Don't just go out there and think you're just going to have it. You need to be intentional about the energy and the mindset that you create and that you bring into your job search, right? You need to be really intentional about all the things that you're doing, your sleep regimen, your diet, the way that you're going about eating, and are you being healthy? Are you working out? Are you getting physical activity? Making sure that you're really intentional about all these things, because that is what's going to help you keep the energy level to where you need it to be successful, and to keep your mindset where it needs to be. Now, I'm a person who believes in having a growth mindset, right? And so when you do that, listen, I've had so many things happen to me in my career and in my professional life that most people would be just floored by it, and just not believing all the things that have happened to me in my time. And I'm about to turn 40. And that said, I not only endure it, but every single time that something negative happens, I get better, and I use it as an opportunity to catapult myself forward, because it is absolutely true that we learn more in those challenges than we learn in the good times, right? And so when you have a growth mindset, and if you let me make this really relevant to a job search and to somebody who just lost a job, because I think a lot of people listening to this are probably going to be in that environment. When you lose your job, it's really easy to be negative, to be kind of beaten down and emotionally distraught. Nobody in their right mind is going to be excited about that position, right? I mean, let's face it, nobody's going to be excited about that. It's one of those situations where nobody's excited about hardships, but everybody, it's where we grow the most, right? See, you don't have the clarity that I have, because I don't know you. You're listening to this podcast, and I don't know you specifically, but I have talked to hundreds of people like you, I promise. It's kind of like insurance companies. They sell life insurance. They don't know when you're going to die, but they know if they sell it to 1,000 people, they know predictably what's going to happen, right? That's how they operate. And it's no different with the job search. I can't say what's specifically going to happen to you, but I can say there are principles in action. And what I can tell you is that what's happening to you right now, if you go about this properly, if you approach this with a growth mindset, you have the opportunity right now, especially what's happening in the world with COVID and everything that's going on, in the economy and in the job markets. You have an opportunity to intentionally differentiate yourself, to grow into what you want to become. What got you to where you are in this moment in time, in your career, in your life, in your family, in your relationships, in your career? What got you here to this moment in time is not going to get you where you want to go, right? So you need to be willing to grow into that. You have to become what you need to be to get to that next level. And that is always the way it is. What got me here right now to where I am with Career Next is not going to get me to where I want to go. I have a huge vision of being able to serve 1 million people and help 1 million job seekers, ultimately elevate their lives and their careers to not just find the job that they enjoy, but to be able to find a career that matches the lifestyle that they want. I meet too many people who make a good living and make a good income, but then have bad relationships, distraught marriages. They're disconnected with their kids. They're just not in tune. And so to me, that is really my passion, is to show people how to go about their career in a way, because that's what matters. Your career has to fit into the rest of your life, right? So take this opportunity. It's a blessing to be able to take a look at it and say, wow, this isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. And if you can think about it in those terms, and if you can emotionally connect with that, I promise you're going to be well served in doing so, and you're going to be able to be intentional about what you want to create. And if you go out there and you are really intentional and clear, and you have complete clarity around what you want to create, it's going to put you in a position where you're literally in the 1% who are completely clear. And you're not going to be that person who's just selling yourself to everybody as just jack of all trades, master of none. You're going to be very focused about what you're looking for, and you're going to just beat that drum, and you're going to go with it. And by the time somebody connects with you, by the time you find that right person, because remember, you're not selling yourself in the marketplace. You're not trying to find a job in the marketplace with every company. You're looking for the right company. Even in this market, do not get desperate, because the one thing you cannot sell is desperate, right? And so I know this is a different podcast than I normally do, but I really wanted to just I heard this acronym of HOPE, and it just touched me, and it made me realize how important hope is for everybody in their job search, but more importantly, how important it is to have happiness, optimism, perseverance, and energy in your job search. And if you don't have those things, and if you don't become the power plant and generate that energy for yourself and drive every moment of every day and be intentional about every action that you're taking and plug into a system that you're going to be able to be successful with, then that's, you're going to be behind the 8 ball if you don't do that. That's just the bottom line. You're going to be at a strategic disadvantage to the people who are out there competing against you for the same positions, right? So that's it. So anyway, I hope that helps. I have a book that I just released a couple months ago, and I know it would serve you. I know it would help you. If you are listening to this, if this message makes sense or resonates with you on any level, I would really encourage you to go to executivejobsearchsecrets.com, just like the podcast is here, and I'm going to give you a free book. Because of what's going on in the world right now, I do know, and I believe in my core, that if you get that book, that you will make a significant difference in your job search. I just really, truly do. So you can go to executivejobsearchsecrets.com and get it. Obviously, we do all sorts of services and whatnot. We can help you in a lot of different ways. If you want to talk to somebody, you can go to that link and you'll be able to set up an appointment with somebody, and that's all fine and good. But ultimately, I know that the first step is reading that book. And if you never talk to us and never do another thing, the information that you're going to be able to pull out of that book to make an impact in your job search and your life and your career and everything will be extremely, extremely impactful and vital to your success. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope you guys have a blessed, inspirational day, and I'll talk to you on the next podcast. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you were able to find some value in this episode. And I'm so excited to announce that I just launched my first book, Executive Job Search Secrets. You can get your copy for $19.99 going over to Amazon.com right now. Or, because of everything that's happening in the world right now with COVID, all the uncertainty, the high unemployment rates, I've actually purchased 1,000 copies of this book, and I'm going to send a copy to the first 1,000 people that want to take advantage of this free offer. I'm on a mission to help people get positive results in their job search, and I know that the information in this book will make a positive impact in your life. So with that, I've ordered 1,000 copies. I've paid for them. I want to send a free copy to everybody that wants to take advantage of this offer. All I ask of you is to cover the $8.95 for shipping and handling, and I will do the rest. I will get a copy right out to you in the mail as quickly as possible. All you have to do is go to executivejobsearchsecrets.com, enter your information, click the button, and I will send it right out to you. And I hope you have the best of luck with your search. Go out and crush it, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
Like what you just heard? Visit c-suiteradio.com. C-Suite Radio, turning the volume up on business.